Good afternoon and good evening, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101. I'm your host, Ross World. And today we're talking about don't save all your money. Okay. Don't save all of your money. Now, you know there's a catchphrase. Excuse me as I set up here. But don't save all of your money. Now, pretty much after you save your emergency fund, you really shouldn't be saving any other of your money unless you are saving for a particular purpose. And hopefully you're saving that money again in a high yield savings account. Take for instance, if you're taking a big trip, then I can see that you're going to save your money for that particular trip. Good evening, Miss Curly Girl. How you doing? Thanks for coming in today. I can see that you're going to be saving your money for a particular trip or a particular function or event or even a particular product. But don't save all your money just to be saving all of your money. Don't do it. It's no worth to you. You're not going to make any astronomical amounts of money. We all know that investing is one of the real ways to make passive income just by holding your money, just by putting your money, just by investing your money in particular stocks. And mainly those stocks are, your rental, your REITs, as well as your index and ETF funds and your dividend stocks. Don't save all of your money because you're not making any money. In matter of fact, when you're saving all of your money, because you're like, oh, I have, 30,000, I'm just saving, I'm not investing, I'm not doing anything else. Guess what you're doing? Guess what you're doing? You're losing 3% of that money each and every day. And a lot of you, unfortunately, I believe some of you are not doing the math. Okay, you're not doing the math, and it's very basic math. Whatever amount of money you have inside the bank, then subtract 3% of that. There's plenty of calculators out there. You can go in and look for a percentage calculator on MoneyChimp or any other investment entity or math page or something. Okay, so you're going to lose 3% every year if you're just saving your money. You need to invest your money to combat inflation, also grow your money. You're not going to make any money off your money if you're simply saving your money. These banks are not giving you enough money. They're not going to give you enough money. And guess what they're doing with your money? They are investing your money and making millions and billions of dollars off the money you deposit in there, and you won't even do the same with your money. Okay? If you have 3 to 6 months of your expenses, right, in case a tragedy happens, or you have at least $10,000 inside your emergency fund, you need to start investing. You need to start investing. Okay? You need to start investing. I can't stress that enough. But today, once we get past don't save all of your money, and I put and I want you to teach your kids money. Now, right before the holiday, I know this is Christmas Eve. Tomorrow's Christmas for a lot of you, and other people may celebrate other holidays. Hanukkah, what's the one with the K? Hanukkah's Jewish. Not Quasi. Man, my memory forgets me. I apologize, guys. It's the African one that they came up with. But anyway, don't save all of your money. And the true way for you to make money off your money is investments. Okay. That's pretty much plain and simple. Hey, what's going on, Just Frugal Me? So let's get into the and part, which is pretty much the heart and soul of this video today, is teaching your kids money. Teaching your kids money. And during this holiday season was a great opportunity. It's still a great opportunity for you to teach your kids money. So let's set a precedent. Let's set an order of how I think you should teach your kids money. Okay. Kwanzaa. Thank you, Miss Curly Girl. Kwanzaa. So teach your kids money. Step one. What is the first thing you should teach your kids? It's the first thing I always tell you guys. The need versus the want. The need versus the want. Tell them the things that they need. Okay, not the things that you need. The things that they need in order to live. The basic necessities of life. Okay, shelter, food, water, security, the Maslow hierarchy. If you ever looked up the Maslow hierarchy, that's what you want to do. Look up the Maslow hierarchy, and that tells you pretty much what people need versus want to survive. Okay, within that, you also need to teach them the value of saving. Okay, step one, need versus want, the value of savings, and then my most famous one is help them to create a budget, okay? Help them to create a budget because when you're doing this, step two is you're going to let them earn their own money. Yes, you're going to let them earn their own money. However you want to set up their allowance a week, okay? It can be $10 a week. It can be $25 a week, depending on how long they're doing their chores, 6 hours a week. Like, you know what? You do chores an hour a day. I'm going to give you $10 or $5, whatever minimum wage is, or even lower the minimum wage. You know, a kid, they don't need that much money, right? Because you're paying for most of their stuff. But you're teaching your kids how to save. You're teaching your kids money. Okay. And step two is let them earn money. Let them earn money. Okay. And some of you may say, oh, I'm not paying my kids no money for doing chores. It's much bigger than that. Okay. It's much, much bigger than that because you're teaching your kids something your parents never taught you. And if your parents did teach you and you're not teaching your kids, you're doing your kids a great injustice. Okay. You're doing your kids a great injustice. You need to teach your kids money. And the first thing is want versus need. The second thing is let them earn their own money. Third, set savings goals. Set a savings goal. Like maybe they want something, maybe they want a product or they want to go somewhere. Now, based upon how much they're earning a week or earning a day, right? And you may pay them weekly or bi-weekly, however you do it. Okay. Have a savings goal that you want them to actually reach for, or you want that new video game, or you want to go to the amusement park, you want to go to the carnival, you want to go see Aunt Sarah. I don't know. Whatever it may be, set a savings goal so they understand what they're saving for. Like we're not just saving to save on this channel, right? The emergency fund is for what? An emergency, right? When I save for a vacation, I'm saving for a vacation. I have a purpose. I know some people, they just saving money. Yeah, man, I got like 3 million in the bank, man. I'm just saving. What you saving for? Yeah, man, yeah, whatever. You're not starting a business, you're not growing your money, you're not, what are you doing with your money? Yeah, I'm just saving, man. What are you saving for? Give them, because they're kids too, right? They don't understand the complexities of life. Okay, life is not simple. They may see it simple because mom and dad take care of everything, but this is how you teach them lifelong lessons when you set savings goal based upon the money that you let them earn, based upon the want versus need. Step 4, provide a place for them to save their money. That's right. Provide a place for them to save their money, whether it be a piggy bank, your bank account, or open a checking account or savings account for them. So, and then give them access to it so they can see their money grow or they can see their money dwindle. They can see their mistakes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Step 4 is provide a place for them to save their money, like a piggy bank. Okay. They have all sorts of home piggy banks electronically, or you can open up a real checkings account or a real savings account. These are ways to teach your kids money like your parents never taught you money. Okay. That's step 4. Step 5, track their spending. Have them to track their spending. That means like the way you budget, you budget your expenses every month, okay? You balance your budget. You write down the purchases. Have them to write down their purchases because a lot of times what do kids do? I know I did it. You give me my allowance, I'm going to the candy lady, I'm going to the ice cream truck, I'm going to the corner store, I'm buying Chico sticks, peanut chews, lemon heads, bomb pops, pop rockets, you name it. I'm buying it all, cap gun. I'm buying it all with my money. But based upon the third rule, set savings goal. If you say, baby, well, and see, here's the thing. Don't talk at your kids when you're doing this because you're going to destroy this whole learning session. You will destroy this whole learning session, okay? When you talk at your kids. No, you will do this and you should do this. I told you. See, you don't listen. This is not the time for that, ladies and gentlemen. You're trying to teach your kids. And once we get to this particular step, you'll understand what I'm talking about. There's a futuristic step I'm leading to, okay? We're talking about 10 steps to teach your kids money. We're talking about 10 steps to teach your kids money. And number 5 is track their spending. Have them to track their spending. Write down their purchases versus how much they're saving. Okay, well, baby, you spent this amount of money. Here's your savings account. baby, you spent this amount of money and this how much you're still saving, or this how much you have saved left. Now you set a savings goal. I don't think you're going to reach it, but this is your account. You can do what you want. Okay. But see, that's the key. When they don't reach their savings goal for a particular product or an event or somewhere they want to go, then they can't go, because you have to teach them that hard life lesson. Okay. That hard life lesson. Number six, step number six, offer savings incentives. Offer savings incentives. That means like kind of like your 401k, right? If you match your contributions, or a matter of fact, if you have a 401k and your employer has matching contributions, so you put in 4%, they put in 4%. You can try that. Hey, baby, if you save $5, it don't have to be the whole amount of the allowance. Baby, if you save at least $5, okay, and I see that $5 accumulating for at least 2 weeks, then I'll match it. So mom, dad will give you $10 if you keep that. But when you go into the amount that you save, meaning your contribution, then mom and dad won't match it. Okay, that's one way, matching contributions. And here's another thing. Based upon the money they have in there, you can come up with an arbitrary percentage. An arbitrary percentage for interest, okay? And you can start off with your Wells Fargo, your U.S. Bank, your Chase, your J.P. Morgan, because guess what? You're only giving them 0.15% of savings based upon the money they have in their bank account. And there's all sorts of calculators out there. So, well, baby, you got $20, and mom is going to give you interest at 0.15% off your $20. That's like 15 cents. That's like 30 cents or something. That's 5 cents, whatever it is. Okay. So you can offer saving incentives just as well as though you have your money in a high yield savings or a low yield savings, or you have your money in a 401k, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right? Because you're teaching them what? You're teaching them money. So number 6 is offer saving incentives. Okay. The same way your job, the same way banks do you. Number 7, this is the most important one. This is the most important one, which is hard for, in my opinion, okay, my opinion, it's hard for women to do. And this is not a sexist comment. This is just from my perspective and from my experience. Leave room for mistake. Allow them to make mistakes with their money right now when they're kids and when they're children. Allow them to make mistakes with their money. Okay, because if they don't learn that mistakes will set them back and you're always correcting them, whether you're a male or female, nah, son, what you want to do is you want to do this. No. Once you teach them, right, and it's going to be repetitive. It's going to be repetitive. You have to talk to your kids weekly about this, but it's not going to take a long time. 5 or 10, 15 minutes tops. You know, unfortunately, when you're training a dog, you train a dog with treats, and you train a dog in anywhere from 10 to 15 segments. And after that, you're going to lose their attention. Kids are similar. Kids are not dogs. Kids are similar, okay? So you have to keep their attention for 10 to 15 minutes, then you have to let them go be kids, okay? But allow them to make mistakes. Don't correct everything they do. You teach them, you allow them to make mistakes. That is step number 7, okay? That is step number 7. Now, step number 8 is act as their creditor. Oh, act as their creditor. Now, this is a really, really good one. You act as their creditor. That means that if it comes to time when they want this particular product, or they trying to go to this event, the amusement park, carnival, a concession stand downtown, whatever it may be, and they say, Mom, I want that. Well, baby, how much money do you have? Oh, well, let me check my account. Or I only have this amount of money. Well, baby, you don't have enough. Would you like to take out a loan? Mom, what's a loan? What's a loan? Well, basically, a loan is when you borrow money from someone. They're going to give you the money, but you're going to have to pay them back more money in order to have the thing that you want. It's quite simple. Okay, Mom. Well, okay, I'll take a loan. I'll take a loan, Mom. Well, son, You sure? Well, don't you want to know how much you'll be paying back? And even if they say, well, no, I'll just pay whatever it is back. No, tell them how much they'll be paying back because they need to understand that. And then, dad, like, well, son, you might want to know how much you're paying back because you may not want to pay that back because you say, well, you get an allowance every week. You get an allowance every 2 weeks and you get this amount. This particular product costs this. It's going to take you 2 weeks to pay off this loan. And during those 2 weeks, you're going to be paying interest on that loan. Because don't forget, mom told you that when you take out that loan, you're going to pay back more than what you borrowed. Do you understand that, son? Do you understand that, daughter? Do you understand that, sweetie? So you have to teach them that. And then you have to follow through. Don't break down. Parents always breaking down. Well, mom, they started the crocodile tears. Mom, I just wanted to, I don't get no allowance no more. Baby, you borrowed money. And this is how it is. See, it's a painstaking thing that you wish somebody would have taught you when you was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You wish somebody would have showed you that. You wish. Some of your parents did. Some of your parents did, but a lot of parents didn't. I know mine didn't. I know none of my family ever taught me about money because if they did, I probably would be in a better situation, a better predicament than I am right now. This is what you have to do. You have to act as a creditor and require them to make payments with interest. Okay? You have to require them payment with interest. And here's the thing. I will allow you to still give them the money, right? That's an option. You still give them the money to see if they're going to pay their loan off, right? And if they don't get it, if they don't get that, hey, listen, you still owe me as your creditor this amount of money. But no pressure. I'm not going to come and take it from you. It's still your money. But the right thing to do is you took out a loan and we came up with payments and you need to pay this off. Okay, this, or you're going to go in debt. What if they do exactly what you have done? They don't pay it off. What if they don't pay it off? Then you have to teach them liquidation. You have to teach them collections. You have to teach them, when you liquidate their account. Okay, that is when they no longer get allowance to say, see, sweetie, this is what happens when you do not pay your loans off. Some people have the authority and the right to go inside your account and take your money. They can go inside your taxes and take your money. These are lifelong lessons I wish that I receive, and I hope that you are teaching your kids this very thing. Act as a creditor is step number 8. Step number 9, talk about money at least once a week. Talk about money at least once a week. That's very, very imperative. Now, in 2019, T. Rowe Price did a study. T. Rowe Price did a study. They says 44% of parents say they never talk to their children about the value of long-term investing. Only 41% ever discuss market volatility, how the market goes up and down. So if you want your kids to learn about savings and investing, you have to talk about money at least once a week. 10 to 15 minutes top. You don't need a lot of time, okay? And these steps that we have been through will set them up for success. I assure you, okay? I will show you because this will give them the groundwork. This will give them the base. This will give them the fast start into their finances if you teach them very, very basic things, okay? These very, very basic things. And last but not least, now, a lot of us is going to struggle with this last step. A lot of us is going to struggle with this last step. The last step is set a good example. That's right. Set a good example. What does that mean? That means if you're trying to teach your kids money, you need to be having your things in order too. You either need to be getting your things in order or you need to have your things in order, okay? Teach them an emergency fund and show them your emergency fund. Why are we so scared about our finances? Why are we scared to show our kids how much money we make? Okay, my son asked me, was it this month or last month? Now, he's 20. His birthday was on December 21st. He asked me either this month or 2 months ago, he said, he asked me how much I make. And I told him. I told him because what is that going to do for him? Okay. What is that going to do for him? He may want to strive to make more. He's like, well, my dad does this, this, and this. Well, I don't want to do that. I wonder how much, he would make if he did this, this, and this. Allow them the information in your life. It's your kids, it's your livelihood, it's your seed. Teach them money. Because some of you believe that your kids have no idea knowing how much you make. That's your prerogative. That's your opinion. I believe you should have transparency in it. Who cares? Who cares? Okay, it's kind of like everybody knows how much you make except the people that love you the most. The IRS know how much you make. The people at work know how much you make. Human resources know how much you make. The accounting office know how much you make. Everybody know how much you make except the people that matters most in your life. Okay? And also step number 10 is when you're setting a good example, you should also set up a 529 savings account. Okay? A 529 savings account. That's for their college. Okay? That's for their college. And also either start to contribute or increase your contributions to your 401k. Now, granted, there are a lot of hidden fees in 401k. You have to check with your employer if you go through them and say, hey, you go to the accounting office, you go to human resources, whoever handled the finance, you say, I want to know the associated fees with the 401k. I want to know the parent company. Is there a commission broker? Are they investing in mostly mutual funds or index funds? Because there's a huge difference. Mutual funds, there's a broker who is getting commission and also the taxes that will be accumulated. But if they're like America's Best 401k, that's an actually 401k entity that you can look up. That's called America's Best 401k. The reason why they have very, very low fees and they're straight up front is because their 401k is based off index funds. So they have low expense ratios where most employers go through another entity. I know my employer goes through Vanguard. So I know that it's index funds based, and I also ask. But a lot of employers may do a mutual fund that's going to cause you those actively managed passive taxes, also commission, also hidden fees. So that's something you have to do a deep dive in. So I'm going to do a recap, and then I'm going to go over your notes that I see you guys are in the chat about, okay? I'm going to do a recap. First step, wants versus needs. That's the first step. Wants versus needs. Step 2, let them earn money. Okay, let them earn money. Step 3, set savings goals. Okay, set a savings goal. Step 4, provide a place for them to save, like a piggy bank or savings or checkings account. Okay, that's step 4. Provide a place for them to save money. Step 5, have them to track their spending. Have them to track their savings and also their purchases. That's step 5. Track their savings and track their purchases, especially if they're trying to save up for something. Step 6, offer saving incentives, okay? Match contributions and also saving interest. Step 6, offer saving incentives. Step 7, allow them to make mistakes and be okay with it. Step 7, allow them to make mistakes and for them to be okay with it. All right. Step 8, act as their creditor. Give them loans. Have them to learn about loans and interest rate. That interest work both on savings, investing, and also when you're paying back a loan. Act as their creditor. That's step 8. Step 9, talk about money at least once a week. Okay. Teach them about market volatility. Teaching them about loans and credit, etc. And then step number 10, set a good example in your finances and let them see what you're doing so they can mimic and follow you. Step 10, be a good example. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to read some of your notes. I love reading your notes. You guys always have powerful things to say. All right. Thank you, Miss Curly Girl, for putting the information in the chat room. Just Frugal Me says, it's sad that society don't teach finances in school. It's teaching them to be financially responsible. Frugal Me again says, it starts at home or people will rip them off. Indeed. Hey, Mike from Florida. Just Frugal Me again says, give a man a fish, he will eat for a day. If you teach a man to fish, you will feed him for a lifetime. It's the same thing with your finances. Indeed it is, Frugal Me. Indeed it is. Oh, okay. You guys have been nice. Hey, what's going on, Maddox? Pop rocks on me? Hey, you know how it is, man. And them little freezies in the styrofoam cup, when you're licking on it, you break down the pieces and you lick on it. 25 cents from the candy lady down the street. Baby. Let's see. Okay. Mike says Chase gives 0.01 in spite of having 3,000 in my savings. See, Mike, this is the thing, Mike. We talked about how you're saving. See, Dread Mike, guys, he's been on my channel for years now. It's been about 2 years, I think, Dread Mike, and I love when he comes on because he's always transparent about his finances. But here's the thing, Dread Mike. I'm going to need you to find a high-yield savings account because with $3,000 and you're talking about $10,000 in savings, wherever your money is, you're not putting it in the right place, brother. You're not putting your money in the right place. 0.01%, I don't even know what to do with that. You're wasting your time and you're wasting your money. Your money is not making you money. It's not. Your money is not making you money. See, here's the thing about this channel that I have a few slogans that I like to use all the time. And one of them is called My Money Makes Money. Now, literally, his money is making him money, but it's not making him a lot of money, okay? See, learn money and be inspired. So once you learn about money, you should be making a lot of changes in your finances, okay? And 0.01% and 0.05%, that's like rice and beans, bro. That's not steak and shrimp. That's rice and beans. All right, Maddox says Marcus from Goldman Sachs had a good rate. Exactly. I was with Marcus. I left Marcus and went to Banesco. I left Banesco USA to go to Brio Direct, which is under Sterling's Bank. Okay, I was with Marcus, Goldman Sachs, transfer my money to Banesco USA, transfer my money from Banesco USA to Brio Direct, which is under Sterling's Bank. I told you, I do not have any loyalty to banks. The only loyalty I have is to my money. My money said we need a new home because we're like Bebe's kid. We don't die, we multiply. And I'm going to tell you right now, if your money in those counts, there's 0.01% and 0.05%, your money is dying. Don't call your money Bebe kids because they are dying. They're not multiplying. That's not multiplication, okay? That's not even addition. That's kind of like a neutral proton just traveling alongside your nucleus. I have no idea what that is, okay? Moving right along. What else you guys got? Born Majesty says, I can't say that word. Born Majesty. I'm tearing this up today, guys. And by the way, for you guys who celebrated Merry Christmas, etc. Your channel is very important. It's crazy you don't have millions of views. I don't know. Maybe it's the algorithm. Maybe I don't throw up tags. I wish another YouTuber could help me out. My thing is I love giving information, but there's certain things I lack on. And I'm tech savvy because I've done a lot of things myself as far as setting up studios and going live and buying mics. I got all sorts of mics and camera gear that I can do it on the go and edit. I do more live now. If you notice that, guys, I do more live than edit versions because somebody said they like when I go live. So here we are, we're live. So thank you. If you can give me some pointers, believe me, I'm not above approach. I'm just a normal guy with some information to give, and I will take your advice. All right. What else do we have? Thank you, Miss Curly Girl. It is growing one day at a time. Dread Mike says another education savings account, Coverdale ESA. Okay, that's another education savings account is Coverdale ESA. Thanks for that information, Mike. Also, Mike says you can set up an IRA account for your kids too. Indeed, you can. I believe Stash has one. Right off the top of my head, that's the only one that I can recall. Stash has one, and maybe M1 Finance. If anyone in the chat room knows about any other kids savings account, please let me know. Okay, please let me know. What else? Hey, Ashley Hawkins. Good evening. I'm glad you guys are in today. And also, Dread Mike says exactly. That's why I invest in the market after I found about this. All right. Buy some merch. Thank you, Miss Curly Girl. I have the t-shirt. I'm wearing it again. Ross World, Learn Money, Be Inspired. And on the back, my money makes money. Okay. So let's go over this. The first thing I start off with for you guys just chiming in, I said, for you, do not save all of your money. Once you have 3 to 6 months or $10,000 in your savings account, then I need for you to invest the rest. I need for you to invest the rest. I need to make a t-shirt out of that. That'd be a good t-shirt. Yeah. So I need for you to invest the rest. Because here's the thing. We understand that inflation is 3% every year. And sometimes it actually raises 4 to 5% depending on market fluctuations. Okay. Market fluctuations. So you just want a nest egg in case the worst thing possibly happens in your life. That is when you go into your emergency fund. There are some exceptions to this rule. If you are saving for a trip, okay? When you are saving for a trip, you're saving for the plane ticket, you're saving for your hotel, you're saving for travel expenses, travel insurance, food, okay, and festivities, okay? Those excursions that you want to take. You're saving for all of that, right? And I always tell people, when you're saving for a vacation, okay, you can put in another bank account, but don't stop your investments, decrease your investment. Okay, I was allocating $250 a month to Fundrise. I minimized that. I decreased that to $100. I was putting in $250 a month with Stash. I decreased that to $150. Okay, I decreased that to $150. I was investing $500 a month with Robinhood. I think I decreased that down to $250. So if I'm making moves with my finances, I don't stop anything unless I, have to, and I don't go in my emergency fund at all. I decrease my investments for a short term, maybe anywhere for 3 to 4 months, no longer than 4 months, because I should have the money that I need to do what I want to do. Like when I bought these t-shirts, okay, when I had these t-shirts made, I just didn't want to go into my emergency fund. So a couple of months ago, I started saving the money so I can buy a couple of t-shirts and also start the website. So I decreased my investments and then I raised them back up. Okay. So do not save all of your money. Only save for your emergency fund 3 to 6 months of all your expenses or $10,000, right? You know your budget, you know your expenses better than I do. But you at least want to have 3 months, okay? Something that's going to tie you over until you get another job or till you create another stream of income, etc. Then the second segment was teach your kids money, okay? Teach your kids money. And I'm going to go over, got my notes in front of me here. I'm going to go over it once again, but not in the same detail, okay? But I'm going to go over the steps. Step 1, teach your kids needs versus wants. See, as children, we didn't understand what is a need and what is a want. We want a bomb pop, okay? We want jawbreakers. We want Jolly Ranchers and gummy bears. That's not a need, right? And the problem is this. A lot of times kids will check you when you teach them something. They're like, Dad, is that a need or a want? Oh, well, son, Dad needed a new Corvette. Well, Dad, I thought you said we was behind in our finances, Dad. I'm pretty sure that was a want, Dad, because you know what? They got that 1989 Toyota Corolla right there that you could have bought for $200, but you want to go out and buy $65 for a used 2015 Stingray Corvette. Or is that just my want? But that's my thing. Your kids are going to check you. That's why step number 10 is set a good example because your kids are watching you. So when you teach them, you have to set a good example. So step 1, teach your kids needs versus wants. Step 2, let them earn their money. Let them earn their money. And some of you do not want to pay your kids for their chores, but it's much bigger than that. You're teaching your kids money. Your parents, your family didn't teach you money. Some of you parents did, but I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to those like myself, my family, my mom, my dad didn't teach me nothing. As a matter of fact, I don't even know who my dad is, so he couldn't teach me a shit. All right. I talked to my dad. You know, I always give you my personal story so you can relate. I talked to my dad. I'm 41. I talked to my dad when I was 33 for 5 minutes on the phone. My uncle Dennis said, "Hey man, I saw your dad. I grabbed his number. Would you like his number and talk to him?" I said, "Yeah." So I called my dad. I called my dad up. Now, this one I was living in Texas. Okay. I had already flew back to Texas, and that's when my uncle Dennis gave me the number. And I was like, um, hello? He's like, hello, who is this? I said, this is your son, Raymond. He said, oh, what's going on, baby boy? And I'm like, oh. Now, of course, I'm fragile right now because I've never talked to my dad. I've never heard my dad's voice. Okay. I'm 33 years old at the time. And I was like, hey, yeah, what's going on? He's like, hey, where you at? I'm like, oh, right now I'm in Texas. He's like, oh, when you get back to DC, why don't you come see me? Automatically, my mind started to think evil things and evil thoughts. And I started to get angry and mad because I guess I didn't understand. Well, you know how you would have reacted to it? Like if you would have heard your son for the first time in his life, like, son, I'm taking vacation. I'm coming to see you. What's your address? That's me. Okay. That's me. But he told me I had another brother out there. He just had a baby boy. Like, yeah, you got another baby boy out there. And at the time, I didn't want to hear about that. I wanted to get to know my dad. So after like 3 minutes, he tells me, hey, call me back on my house phone because I'm running out of minutes. So I take down his house now. I take down his house phone number. So I call his house phone number. Ring, 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 ring. Hang up, call back. Ring, 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 ring. I wait a couple of hours. Ring, 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 ring. He picks up. I say, hey, what's going on? He said, oh, hey, da 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 da. Hey, man, sorry I got busy. Da 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 da. He said, can you call me back tomorrow because da 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 da. And I was like, sure, I'll call you back. Your son of 33 years call you and you don't have time, but you had the time to tell me I have a brother. You're more excited about the son you now have instead of the son that you left 33 years ago. And I'm calling you, reaching out. This is me. I'm sorry. And my aunt Rini, she was like, maybe he's scared. He's scared of what? I'm calling him. Maybe he was. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a tough critic on him. I don't care. That's not my responsibility to care for him and his emotions and feelings because I am trying to reach out to him. All right. Next day I call him. Ring, 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 ring. Ring, 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 ring. Call him, call him, call him, call him, call him, call him, call him. I call him about 8, 9 times. I said, okay, let me try something different. I call him from a different phone number. He picks right up. Hey, who is this? This is your son. Oh, hey, what's going on? Da, da, da. This is a different number. It is. Because when I called you on my regular phone number, you didn't pick up. Oh, I was probably in the back. I'm like, no, I just called you. Oh, well, I said, okay, no problem. I said, so, how are things going? How are you doing? Well, man, everything good, man. You got a brother. Da, 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 da. I'll call you back. I said, so you're going to call me back? He said, yeah, I'll call you back. So I went in and I deleted his number from my phone and all the call records. And then on the other number, I made sure I deleted because he said he was going to call me back. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He never called me back. I'm 41. That when I was 33. He never wanted to have anything to do with me. So that is what I did. Am I heartbroken about it? No. Was I heartbroken about it then? Not really. I was just angry that I asked my Uncle Dennis for his number and I reached out and I reached out and I reached out and he just kept shutting the door in my face. So that's why my dad never taught me about money because he wasn't there to teach me about money. Okay. And then my mom, she didn't teach me about money. I don't know if she was going to ever teach me about money. Being an inner city kid from DC, we really don't get taught about money from our parents. And then my mom died when I was 12 because of lupus. Moving right along. So let them earn money by giving them weekly or bi-weekly allowances. Number 3, set savings goals. Okay, set a saving goal, something they want. Maybe it's a toy, maybe it's a video game, maybe it's somewhere they want to go, etc. Set a savings goal and an amount. Number 4, provide a place to save their money. Okay, open up a checkings account, open up a savings account, get an electronic or old school piggy bank. Okay, but something, not an old school piggy bank, because you really can't count it. You got to break it open. Have something they can count their money. I'm pretty sure there's products and things out there that can accumulate their money inside. They can actually count it and see it. Okay, but provide a place for them to save their money. Number 5, have them to track their money. Okay, have them to track their money, their purchases, as well as their expenses. Okay, no, I'm sorry, their purchases as well as their savings. Have them to track those things, because this is going to come in handy, especially on step 1, their wants versus needs, when they're creating that budget. Okay, when they're creating that budget off of step 1. But step 5, have them to track their savings and their purchases. Number 6, offer saving incentives, right? Match contributions. Also give them interest rates. Okay, baby, you're saving this amount. Mom and dad are going to give you this amount of saving interest. That's what you need to do, for they can understand how a savings account works, and also even a checkings account. But offer saving incentives as well as a matching contribution. You can also get into the investor talk with that. Number 7, allow them to make mistakes. Don't correct them. And throughout this, I don't want you guys to talk at your kids. If you will, just my advice, I'm not telling you what to do with your kids. Allow them to make mistakes. Allow them. Because here's the thing, you made mistakes and you learned from them. I hope some of you didn't. But here's the perfect time in order for them to make mistakes, and you teach them. You don't talk at them. See, I told you, you shouldn't have did that in the first place. I try to stop you. No. You said, baby, what you did here wrong was when you went past your budget. Okay. And we're going to get into, because we understand number 7 is allow them to make mistakes. And number 8, step number 8 is act as their creditor. Act as their creditor. Let them go in debt, right? Once you explain what a loan is, say, I'm a creditor. You are a borrower, and you're telling me you don't have enough money to buy this thing you want. And you explain to them what a loan is, and that you need to pay that loan back with interest. Okay? You allow them to make these mistakes so they won't make them when they're on their own. I wish somebody would have taught me about finances. So teach your kids about these things. So step number 7 is allow them to make mistakes. Step number 8 is act as their creditor. Lend them a line of credit. Lend them money. And then you still give them the money for their allowance, even though they owe you money. And you say, sweetie, this is how it is. You're still going to get paid your paycheck, but you still own these financial institutions, or you owe me and your dad this amount of money. It's up to you, and you being responsible to pay these things back. Now, when you don't pay these bills off, worse things will happen. So kids are going to take it however they take it. And then if they don't pay it back, you liquidate their account. Like, Mom, I had no money in my account. Did you pay off your loans? Well, I was gonna pay it. Well, you didn't pay it in the time that was allotted. Remember, when we came up with that loan, you say you make this amount every week and you would pay it off by this date. You didn't pay it off by that date. So what happened was your account fell into collections and it was liquidated. They went in, they drained your account of all the cash. But Mom and Dad, didn't you guys do it? Yes, we did. We're your creditors. This is how the real world works. Number 9, talk to your kids about money every week. In 2019, T. Rowe Price did a study, and they said 44% of parents said they never talked to their children about money and the long-term value of investing. Only 41% ever discussed the market and how the market is volatile and the volatility of the market. That's only 41% out of 59% of parents that did this study. They didn't even teach their kids about money or the market or the volatility or savings. They didn't teach them. Then last but not least, number 10, set a good example for your kids. See, the worst thing you can do is be a hypocrite to your kids. And then when you are a hypocrite, let them know that you're a hypocrite. See, sometimes I'm a hypocrite and I let you guys know because the truth, that's the secret sauce. When you make a mistake or when you're stupid and you like, oh, well, you making excuses for it. No, I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have bought that 2015 Stingray Corvette because you're right. I'm in debt and I put myself in debt. How can I be a good example to you if I'm still making mistakes that I'm trying to prevent you from making? So set a good example. Have an emergency fund and show them the emergency fund. See, this is son, daughter, this is 3 to 6 months of all the expenses for this house. Well, what is that for? Well, if mom or dad lose their job, or if we fall on rough times, or the economy drops down or depreciates, and people lose their jobs, etc. Okay, you are preparing for the financial holocaust that may happen in your life. You're preparing for the financial holocaust that may happen in your life. That is what you need to prepare for. Because if you don't, you may end up in it because we know Murphy's Law, anything that can happen will happen. But it's amazing. When you are prepared for things, they rarely ever happen. You get what I'm saying? So set a good example in your emergency fund and your savings, and also create that budget. 4 tiers of money. One of the things I've been saying for years. Create a budget, get out of debt, learn how to save for your emergency fund and also invest, and all the while increasing your credit score. That's encompasses them all. But here's the thing. Show them your 401k and how you're matching contributions and how you're making money off of that. Show them your emergency fund. Set a good example for them. Show them that you opened up a savings account, their 529 college savings account, in order for them to go to school or go to a trade school, however you have it set up. Show them that show them that you have a will. Because if your kids don't like you, show them they may have a trust, okay? A good trust for you to go look up is KISS Trust. That's KISS Trust. A very low, inexpensive, legitimate trust that you can go look up, okay? I'll leave the will thing up to you in your discretion of how you want to approach that. If your kids love you, then they will want you around. But if they don't, they may be, planning something. All right, let me get into your notes here, guys. Alex J says UGMA accounts for children. Okay. Alex J says UGMA accounts for children. Hey, Sheila. Just want to reach out to you guys. And then Wanda Wisdom is here. Good evening, Wanda Wisdom. Greetings. Got that Florida. What's that? FL? I think that's, Florida. 101 in the chat. Okay. And what else do we have here? Mike says, I was taught to save for retirement. Spent and work, never investing. Well, let me tell you this, Mike. That's better than most of us. I know. No one. You know what people used to tell me? Save your money, man. Save your money. And as a kid, what am I saving for? See, that's why step number 3 is set a savings goal. Set a savings goal. You want that 18 train set? Wait a minute, 8. They don't make that no more. That was when I was young. 18. I remember like it was yesterday. I had this 18 train set. It was electric. And I had these little green G.I. Joe men. I used to put them on the track. And I used to have the train coming. Oh, watch out, G.I. Joe. Watch out. And, oh, my God, G.I. Joe. Oh, the 18 killed G.I. Joe. I'm sorry, guys. I'm stupid. I know. I'm stupid. I'm back on it. I'm back on your notes. Oh my gosh. Mike said, I showed Brother Raw's love and give the live stream. Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate that. Oh, it's cool, Ashley Hawkins. It's cool. Believe me, it's cool. You got to live and learn. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about my do you call some? The guy who brought me into this world that I never met. Okay, that guy. Anyway, let's move on. Sheila says most parents were financially, most parents were and financially illiterate. They do not talk about money because they don't have any. We have to learn now so we can change our family legacy for the better. I agree. I agree with Miss Curly Girl as well. Like this live stream and share it. All right, Kiss Trust. That's correct. Exactly. Maddox says gaming system is all what they want. Yes, his loss. Indeed, Ashley, his loss. You know what? Yeah. I play video games as well. Today I was playing a few buddies on Madden. There's some pros and cons of video game playing. Okay. One of the pros is you're actually having that brain hand coordination, right? Because once you get good at knowing all the buttons, your brain is actually working because there's a lot of things going on when you're playing a video game. There's a lot of things going on. I'm for and against video games. I'm against a healthy balance. Me personally, I don't go over 2 hours, 2.5 hours of playing video games. Then I'm reading a book, or I'm watching a television show, or I'm working out, or I'm creating, my notes to give to you guys and give live sessions or something. I'm always doing something, but I do limit my gameplay because you can get addicted, you can get swallowed in, and you can be on that thing for days. If you ever look at news reports from Japan and China and some from the US, people are dying on video games. Now, this was a couple of years ago. I don't know if they still are, but the new waves of video games, especially the free ones people are coming addicted to, and these free ones are making people and making like Fortnite. They're making millions of dollars because they offer the game for free, but all the little additions and suits and guns that you have to buy. So they're making money from that. But the game itself is free. Like there's a free game that I like. I couldn't really get into Fortnite. I jumped out the school bus and every time I landed, people are so good already. I just got killed. I tried to build a wall and somebody just vaporized the wall. I was like, this game is not for me. But one game I do like that is free, it's called Titanfall 2. You can download on PlayStation. I know it's free. I downloaded that. But one of my favorite games, I'm going to tell you the best game in my opinion that is out is Red Dead Redemption 2. The graphics alone will blow you away. You're riding a horse. And here's another thing. The game is real, right? So it's back in, I want to think like old Western times. So maybe 1800s, right? And you will actually see people getting lynched, black people getting lynched. And guess what I do? I get off my goddamn horse and I'm killing every KKK member in sight. You wearing one of those little pointed hoods, I'm killing you on sight. The game is realistic. It's fun, but it's not for kids. It's for adults. Believe it, okay? Believe me and my buddy will get on there and we're riding around. We'll do these missions together. We join the same posse. It's fun. So there are pros and cons to video games, and the cons is you can get sucked in and it become very addictive. You have to have a good balance. Let them have video games, but also have them to go outside. That's just my opinion. Okay. What else? What else you guys have? So, hey guys, we're coming up on an hour here. I know yesterday I stayed 2 hours, but I know it's Christmas Eve. You guys are cooking dinner. You're getting your presents ready. I'm glad that all of you guys showed up today. I appreciate your time. Hopefully you received my message well about don't save all of your money. Make sure you're investing once you get your $10,000 or your 3 or 6 months of savings, and then teaching your kids money, okay? Teaching your kids money. So if you don't have any questions or comments, don't forget in the description below, you have my email, you have my t-shirt website, you have other websites to invest from like Stash and M1 Finance. Robinhood is down there. So you have different entities that you can do. So if you need any help, let me know. And again, buy a t-shirt. I'm trying to create this product so I can give to people for free. All right. So I want you guys to have a great evening. Eat lots of food. This is the one time where you should go out and be fat. And then for some people like me, fat-ter. You always got to put the fat-ter on it. But enjoy, indulge, and have a great time. I wish everybody If you celebrate it, a Merry Christmas. For those who don't celebrate it, but you give gifts like I do, I call it GGD, and that's gift giving day. Tomorrow is gift giving day. So hopefully you're giving gifts to people that you love and cherish. And I'll see you pretty soon. I don't think I'm gonna come on tomorrow. I don't want to disrupt no one's Christmas, but the day after, I should be on. I may be coming live from the airport though. Don't know yet. But anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for supporting my channel. And again, my email's in the description. If you have any comments about how I can reach more people, I can have more subscribers, let me know. I'm open for it. I want this channel to grow simply to give people information in a very humble and a very transparent and a very financial literacy 101 way, meaning that I'm not speaking so largely about financial terms that you don't understand what the hell I'm talking about. I'm a real person that's trying to give you real things to help your finances, and that's about it. The only thing I ever ask for you guys is do what? Buy a t-shirt so I can create more products to give people for free. All right, guys, I love you guys. You guys have a great day. Happy holidays and good evening.